I'm Lisa Rubel from Quilty Zest. I'm going to show you how to make a pieced, strippy coffee wrap or sleeve using a bunch of these fun fall prints. So we're going to start out with the template traced, both sides of it traced onto a piece of muslin. And this is going to be our foundation. We're going to start at one end. I'm going to pick a strip and lay it down so that it covers my pencil line, and then take a second strip and lay it on top. And I want to make sure these strips are plenty long enough, but make sure that it extends past the top and bottom lines of my wrap. And then I'm going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, going from about a 1/4 inch above that pencil line to a 1/4 inch below. You don't need to go the whole length of the muslin. Now I'm going to press that second strip open so that they're both side by side, and then pick another strip. I'm going to go with this orange one, and I'm going to lay it on top, but instead of aligning it with my existing edge, I'm going to angle it. And this is going to give us a bit of an improv look and help to make our strips sort of alternate a little bit back and forth. So I'm going to make sure that it's extended past the lines and that it overlaps my existing fabric. And I'm going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance on this top piece of fabric. Not worry about the bottom, we'll trim that off, but on that top. I'm going to fold it back so the muslin is out of the way. And the only strip I have is this teal one that's extending. I'm going to line up my ruler with the seam allowance of the third strip I added and just trim off that excess teal. So when I flip it back open, my muslin is still there, and when I press this open, I don't have that added bulk underneath. And you can see I've got slightly different angles here. Now I'm going to add a 4th strip, and I'm going to angle it again. And you can go in either direction. I think I'm going to go this way, kind of bring it back. So again, I want to make sure that I can see the edge of the fabric at the top, so I know I'm covering everything, and I've got fabric above and below my pencil lines. So I'm going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance down my new strip. And then same thing, before I press this, I'm going to fold the muslin back so that all I've got exposed here is this orange strip, of which I have the excess. I'm going to line up my ruler, and I'm going to trim that excess off so that when I open this, I just have my regular seam allowance. And then same thing, I'm going to press this 4th strip open. And you can see every strip has a slightly different angle to it. That's what makes it kind of fun. Now I'm going to just keep doing the same thing. So this one, I'm going to angle back the other direction. So I'm going to do that, and then when I press it open, it'll go this way. And I'm going to keep adding strips until I've covered the entire muslin piece all the way past this last pencil line over here. So here is my piece strip. Now I'm going to flip it over. You can see I've got a bunch of my thread endings there, but they'll all get trimmed off when we trim this. And when I go to put my fleece template for the coffee wrap down, you just want to make sure that it is within the stitched lines. If you put it too high or too low, you might have where the seams aren't touching each other. So position it so that it is between those stitch lines, and make sure it's on the fabric completely, not just the muslin, but the fabric on the front side. And then flip it over and press it to fuse the fleece to your pieced coffee wrap. And then follow the rest of the steps for completing the coffee wrap, and you'll end up with one that looks like this.